Okay, so I want to show you how to use this OEM information source to diagnose a DTC. Like, so you got a check engine light turned on, you've got your little scan tool hooked up, you found the code, and now you want to go out and find out what's it all about. Rather than just swapping the part, maybe it's a problem with a wire or a connector or something. So first thing you do is you sign in. You enter your make and model of your car, and I showed that in the previous vehicle. And now what you're going to do here is you're going to actually just enter the DTC. So I'm going to do a PO135, which is an O2 sensor performance issue. So sorry, heater performance issue. So I had a PO135 H2 heater performance bank one sensor one. So that's on my 2005 Chevy Tahoe four-wheel drive with a 5.3 engine. And you can see it shows that this code applies to all three of these engines. So this information is just great, but you got to read it. That's the only part about it. So it gives you a description of how the thing works and how the PCM controls the heater, turning it on and off to make sure it's at the right temperature range. So here's the good stuff, and it takes a little bit to read through, but it is very worthwhile. Conditions for running the DTC. What this means is for this DTC to be monitored, these are the conditions that have to be met, right? So you're going to have the engine running. It's got to be at a speed between 500 and 3,000. It's got to be the engine has to be going for more than 120 seconds, etc., etc. So once all of these conditions are set, then it will start monitoring for PO135, which is heater sensor performance. And then this is the good one. These are called the set conditions. This is what happens when it actually sets the code. These are the conditions that are required. And what it's saying is the current going to the O2 sensor heater is greater than 1.375 amps or less than 0.25. Okay. So, and then this tells you what the PCM does, right? It turns on the check-in engine light and it records information. And then here's the conditions for clearing it, meaning not how you can clear it, but how the engine will clear it automatically. Here's the gold. This test description is gold. You just follow the steps, right? So you read through everything here on how to actually diagnose and test this. Now, for this particular example, you need a scan tool that does actuations. In other words, you can turn on and off the heaters, or at least monitor the current going into the heaters. But some of these things you can get away without high-end scan tools and whatnot like that. But if you follow through these procedures, it's going to direct you to exactly what the issue is, whether it truly is the O2 sensor, or could it be a problem with the circuit, or could it be a problem with the fuse? A variety of different things like that. So there you go. Yeah, just this is gold. This is truly gold. Yeah. Now, you have this. One other thing I really like to look at, or a couple other things. One is check to see if there's any technical service built-ins on the problem. And here it says, oh, remote start system, and then a no crank, no start, stall. No, I don't have any of these problems. So no TSBs apply for me. But there is here, okay. So wiring diagrams. So they don't show up here. So for this code, they don't show up. So maybe they're buried in here somewhere. They might be buried in here, but I tell you what, I'm going to do it a different story. I'm going to just type in O2 heater, and let's see what we've got. Type in O2 heater above. We go to wiring diagrams. It's all HVAC, power distribution, engine control, power ground and data. There we go. O2 heater, I typed in search, went to engine controls, and we see here engine data sensors, oxygen sensors. And here's the schematic for it. And this tells me here the engine needs to be in run start for this to be powered. There's two fuses for this. One fuse powers the heater for bank 1 sensor 1, and it also powers the heater for bank 2 sensor 1 and the other fuses for those things. And then the powertrain control module controls all of this stuff. So there you go. So that's how I generally handle if I get a DTC. This is where I go. I look at the the description, the set conditions, the diagnostic steps. Looking when it's electrical, I look at the wiring diagram and whatnot like that.